Welcome back. CyberSpace. Empirical training. Do you know what I mean? So they're like empirical training. Welcome back.
Hello and welcome back to the CyberSpace podcast by Empirical Training. Today, you're lucky because you've got the entire Empirical Training family. What do you want to call ourselves? The Motley Cyber Crew. Was that it, Robbie?
Yeah, we're the Cyber Motley Crew.
I once read one time someone referred to us as the Cyber One Direction. So
Cyber One Direction, yeah. So
yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I don't know which one's which, but
it's cybersecurity. There it is. We're all here together, which is great. It's like when we first started having these meetings in Discord, in a dark Discord room, but now we've got an audience. We can actually start to have some of these cybersecurity conversations and help people just improve their general understanding, have a bit of enjoyment around it, stay safer online. And ultimately, our goal for people who do want to get into the industry, that's who we really want to help. So if you are one of those people, you can find a load of links in the bottom of wherever you're listening to this to come and join our community and get at us. But this one is going to be quite a fun one today. Maybe one you can send to your mother or father or your grandparent even, to try and keep them a little bit safer as they're online. Because Rob has got a special segment, which I'm going to allow him to lead from now on. So Rob, take it away.
Scam Stories Part 1. Hopefully we do quite a few parts because I think this is going to be interesting. So we're going to basically be talking about scams, all types of different scams, mainly online digital scams, but I'm going to kick the pod off with a scam that happened to me in real life. And it was, I think it was 2013. Me and my friends were traveling back from Manchester and we stopped in one of those retail parks. And I remember going into some sports shop. And then we came out, we were just going about our business. And literally like a scene of a movie, we're about to get into our car and you hear some tires screeching and a white van pulls up. The doors open and I'm not typecasting, but a fella jumped out and said, "You like some TVs, lads?" "All right, lads. Would you like to buy some TVs?" And obviously I was interested because at the time, it's so weird when you've got no money, when you're skint as and someone's trying to offer you a deal, you want to take it, don't you? So this really nice half Irish fella was trying to flog some TVs, and I thought, let's take a look then. So took a look at some TVs. Looked like there was some absolute Bobby Dazzlers in there for a very cheap price. And funnily enough, at that time, I was in the business of trying to acquire a TV. So I bit their hand off, and there was a plasma TV in there, and somehow he managed to wangle us into buying 3 of their TVs. And I swear he showed us that one of them actually worked. He was like, "Yeah, it worked." They had some power outlet in there, and he was like, "There, this one works." And because we weren't sure, obviously, when someone random was pulling up with
in a
van full of dodgy TVs, stolen TVs, more than likely it's going to be a scam. But we thought we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and we said, right, we'll give you, I think it was like 100 quid a TV or 120 quid. And he was driving a hard bargain. He was like, "No, it's not going to be 120. It's got to be 140 quid each." But back then, these TVs were worth £600-700, or like, I don't know, $900. So to get it for like $200 or whatever it may be, the equivalent, about 120, 140 quid, that was an absolute steal. So went to the cash point, give him the dough, and then they done some sneaky switcheroony. I don't know if there was another van from around the corner when we were going to the cash point. They brought the other van around, but the other van was literally full of dud TVs. They didn't work. They were broken, but they put the TVs in our car and we didn't handle it at that point. And we had this long drive from Manchester all the way back to Cardiff at the time, absolutely buzzing. You know, we just got to steal brand new TVs. Right, we're going Yeah. We were like, right, what are we going to watch on Netflix? And rock up, plug them in. Yeah, there was, you know, those like weird like blue lines that are flashing through the middle of them. Looks like they've been trodden on, and I felt shame. I was just so devastated.
I thought you were going to say heard something similar where people have bought a TV or they've brought it back and they've plugged it in and it's the KFC menu TV.
Oh yeah.
I thought you told that story before, but I thought there was a similar ending to that. But these didn't work. But they plugged it in.
I'd prefer that. I'd prefer it was the KFC menu because there was nothing on there. It literally didn't work. They barely even turned on. But
just start his own KFC business then.
No, mate. Oh, they were huge. Like, the one was like a 65-incher. It barely even fitted in the in the car.
3 must have been a real squeeze.
I know, yeah. That was my first taste of getting scammed, and I've just got some more stories. I've got some stories on my own, and then I've got some stories. There's a story from a school member. He kindly sent me a DM, so I'll talk about his story. But the next one I'm going to be speaking about. Go on, Josh.
I just want to, because obviously this is a cybersecurity podcast, and I was a little bit surprised that all happened in the real world. That there was no technology kind of involved, well, apart from the TV, I guess. But I also kind of can see a lot of lessons. You know, it's the same type of techniques in the real world as it is to cybersecurity. So what did you take from that? How is that scaled into the way scams work in cybersecurity as well, which I'm sure we're going to cover. But why did you want to start with that story?
Because there's a lot of transferable stuff, isn't there, from IRL into those online scans. They were creating urgency. These guys, they rocked up literally like a scene out of a movie, opened the side doors, got some TVs, lads, and we were like, okay, good price as well. It's enticing. They were not hanging about. It was like, if you want it, you're going to have it now. We're not going to be lowballed here. We've got a specific price. So they weren't budging on the price. And yeah, they really were tugging at my heartstrings at the time, because I was in the market for a TV. So it's the same thing as if you've ordered something off Amazon and you're waiting for that package and you're really looking forward to some type of clothing, and then you get a message from DPD saying, oh, there's a problem with your parcel, you need to pay some sort of postage fee, additional fee, or import tax, or whatever it may be. And then you're like, oh, my parcel. Do you know, there's a social engineering book that I'm reading at the moment. I forget the author, but he talks about himself getting scammed in that exact scenario where he'd ordered something offline and he got a message from that exact like courier or company that he'd ordered from, saying that there was a problem with his parcel, and it was so current and so relevant that he clicked on and nearly input his card details. But yeah, it's just so relevant, and it just goes to show, like, anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, anyone can get scammed.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make sure the audience who are our usual listeners, I want to know how this still applies to cybersecurity, but it's the same techniques. It's that feeling of shame at the end I thought was quite interesting, because that's partly why we talk about these things now, because it does feel shameful, but if you don't talk about them, people don't get clued up. You know, Nan's not comfortable talking to you about the time she got conned on what's that TV channel, QVC, to teleshopping channel.
My mum buys so much on there.
Yeah, she's not going to be comfortable talking to you. Someone calls from that. I was going to say the IRA. That's not the right acronym, but you know those like little.
That's a different one, yeah.
Yeah, the FBI.
That was the guy in the van. That was.
All right, but before we move, Rob, I want to get to your next one. I do want to get to your next one, and I haven't cleared this with Rob beforehand, so this could go down badly. But I reckon we should rank these scams, because seeing as there's going to be quite a few of them, and the scale that I want to propose, and we can is sophisticated scam, or anyone could have fall for it, to mug.
Yeah. Mug. Oh, this one was muggy. This one was mug level 10.
Mug level 10. I wouldn't put it quite all the way on the mug side, but yeah, there's a little bit like they were well drilled. They were clearly well drilled. You know, but yeah, that is definitely eyes bigger than your head at that point, wasn't it?
TV
Oh,
bigger
mate,
than
they
your
saw us.
TV bigger than your
Yeah.
car.
They saw us coming from a mile off. They were like, "Here we go. We're gonna have these boys pants down." All right, next up. So I was pottering around on Discord as you do, and I got a friend request from a lovely lady. I think her name was Jenny, and I thought this is really random, but we shared a mutual Discord server, which was like a crypto thing, which again is a bit of a red flag. But you know, back in 2021 when I was trying to buy all these NFTs and things were working out for me. But anyway, we shared the same mutual server, and I got a friend request. So I'm just curious nowadays, and I didn't even have this idea for this segment of the pod at that time. But anyway, accepted the request, and immediately she was trying to pretend like I was somebody else, which that's a common ploy in the beginning for scammers. But anyway, got talking, and I was just entertaining the convo because I was just curious at this point, why is this person talking to me? And then immediately they came in with, oh, well, I'm investing in this Bitcoin mining venture and it's really lucrative. And I thought, oh, okay. And I was just, my ears perked up at this point. So I was like, right, well, what's this? Give me some more information, please. And then she's, oh, let's move this convo over to Telegram. Red flag. If they want to move any conversations over to Telegram, nothing really good happens on Telegram. I'm sorry.
Only a fire
Do you
stick.
know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't condone that. I haven't got a fire stick. But yeah, nothing good happens on Telegram. So we got talking on Telegram, and she's trying to send me all these screenshots of the profits and winnings or whatever you want to call it of this Bitcoin mining venture. And then I just get routed into this group chat then. I think it's called Vent. I might have to pull it up just quickly. But I don't really have to. They're all the same. They're literally all the same. They follow the same template. It's a big group chat. Yeah. There's about 700 members in there. There's a bunch of NPCs. They're all saying, oh, deposit. I've sent a deposit in. Admin, can you verify, please? I'm thinking, if you're depositing something into a Bitcoin exchange, why are you asking the admin to confirm every single time? You're just posting that screenshot so people can see that you're depositing in and you're investing. And then they're posting their withdrawals as well. And they're going, admin, please confirm this withdrawal. I'm thinking, you've already withdrawed it, mate. What are you on about? Do you know? Yeah. It's all just like propaganda, building out this con. And I kept asking questions, and I was like, why are you trying to authorize these deposits and these withdrawals, please? I'm very confused. And my message just kept getting deleted. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was just trolling them at this point. I put a message in saying, hi, newbie here. I've just inherited a large sum of money, £500,000 to be exact. I'm not really sure where to invest, but I do want to allocate a certain portion of it to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or some form of cryptocurrency. And then my phone just started lighting up on Telegram. Oh my days. There was like 12 people from Telegram added me and started messaging me saying, hi, I'm the admin for Venture Bitcoins or whatever it was. And they were, like tramp on chips. It was crazy. Yeah, honestly. And I was just trolling them at this point. And then they sent me the link to the website, and it just looks like it's been, built off of like Squarespace or something. It looks absolutely horrendous. There's a load of typos. You try and click on things, and it doesn't even take you to certain pages. So yeah, really poorly built website. And at that point, I just gave up because it was just wasting my time, and there was nothing else I could really like garner or try and extract, because I was trying to get someone on the phone at that point to just try and record a conversation, and none of them would speak to me on the phone. But
were you trying to waste their time, or were you trying to like expose them and get, and like, so you could share, hey, look, don't fall for this. This is them clearly being dodgy. What was your motive? Because initially I thought you would get scammed. Now I'm kind of I'm relieved, to be honest, because I know you. And I thought you're better than that. TVs maybe, cryptocurrency.
Yeah, no, I really had because this was recent. This was a couple of weeks ago, and this really sparked the idea of jumping on and doing a segment on the pod just to talk about it, because scams are happening on a daily basis. I've pulled up some subreddits and some threads on I think it's just called scams, and there's so many people posting. I don't know how many are posting daily, but people are getting scammed daily all across the world, all different types of methods. And I think we just need to shine a light on that, have a little bit of fun, but poke holes and spot the red flags. So yeah, I thought it'd be a good bit of awareness to just try and carry on that conversation. So I was going to try and get the fella on the phone. One of the admins didn't want to talk to me, so I just left it at that point. But it brings me on to my third one. I guess we could rank it. Let me talk about the third one, because it is very, very similar. So my friend reached out to me, my good friend, and his father-in-law got a message on Facebook off some random girl, probably a good-looking girl that they've created from generative AI or stolen from someone else's pictures. Messaged them on Facebook, mistaking them for someone else. Yeah, 100%. Messaged them, mistaking them for someone else, and then just slid into that normal conversation. So you've got that it's kind of a bit of an icebreaker. Then normal conversation, gaining that trust. Maybe there's a little bit of flirting there. I'm not too sure. I wasn't involved. But after that point, they've gained a bit of trust. Then they're telling them about that great opportunity to make a massive amount of money in crypto in that short time period with crypto mining. It's always crypto mining. And then again, they're sending across those screenshots of profits. They're fabricated, I'm sure. And then at this point, my friend's father-in-law was hook, line, and sinkered. He got an account set up on this website. Again, it looked exactly the same to the one that was sent across to me. And he created an account, and to send money, to invest in this scheme, you didn't buy any Bitcoin through the website. You had to send them money. So the girl he was speaking to on Facebook, he had to send her money, and then she would send it to the website. So again, that's a red flag. First one, someone's message, some random bird, girl, woman on Facebook is adding you. It doesn't really matter if they're good looking or not, but most of the time they're going to be good looking.
Ask yourself, why present themselves like that? What are they trying to play onto? And why would an attractive woman be giving me a business opportunity? They don't even talk to me anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they're like, I guess at this point, some people are just happy to be talking to a good looking woman. And then they're gaining that trust, and they're showing you supposedly real screenshots of profits. And then they say, okay, if you want to invest in this, you've got to send this to me first, and then I'll invest in it for you. Massive red flag. Muggy if you do that, I've got to be honest. And the guy ended up spending about 10 grand. He put 10 grand in before he realized that he couldn't withdraw his money and take it back out. And it was long gone. Jeez. See you later.
Yeah. And that's a really common one. That one, I've seen friends of mine on social media, their accounts, all of a sudden they're posting pictures of their bank accounts with those withdrawals, and they're tagging their crypto coach or their business coach, whoever it is, and kind of saying, everyone go follow her. She just earned me 10 grand in a minute, or whatever it would be. And even scariest ones of them, their videos themselves kind of saying, they've got the phone in their face. They're like, hi, I'm Zach. I just had this much money from this thing. And that definitely wasn't the name of the person I was thinking of. But he was because he came to myself and AJ, and he was like, hey, can you guys help me? Because we know cybersecurity. I'm sure anybody who has, if you know a bit about tech in your family, or there's the go-to guy for things like this. And there's not a huge amount we can do when the account's been taken over and you've lost your kind of credentials and everything. They change all the backup emails and all those things. And what was really interesting was that video. We were like, why did you send that video? And initially he said it was deep faked, right, AJ? And we kind of looked at it. It was early on for deep fakes as well. And I don't know if you guys ever seen Corridor Digital on YouTube. They're like super visual effects artists, and they were on the early doors of like showing how AI can help do filmmaking. They do some really good stuff, how you can see like what a deep fake is and the telltale signs. And this was too good. And our friend is not somebody who's got loads of images of his face up in there to train like a model to make a deep fake. And I think eventually he told us, didn't he, Andy, that
he'd sent the video to the attacker reached out to him once he had his account. He messaged it on from another account, from a friend's account, and they said to him, if you reply to us with a video that says, hi, I'm Zach, and I think investing this amount of money into this is a good idea, we'll give your account back. So he recorded the video and sent it, and then they said they started uploading that to his stories and stuff as a way to lure other people into the same thing. So it was like, oh, why have you done that, mate? Yeah.
Oh, mate, that's so embarrassing.
So effective though as well, right? Using the trust that this guy has with his friends who will see him, and they'll be like, they'll message the account, oh mate, you just got this, did you? Like, yeah, absolutely, I did. You should get it too. Like, jump on it. So actually, it's kind of impressive, like the level different crypto scammers and how good they can get. And, you know, not even using deep fakes. That could be another level of sophistication, but still, it's really playing on that trust element, that human element, which is what scams are all about, right? You build up a level of trust with somebody who you think, oh, might have a chance with them romantically, or you know, these guys in a car park kind of come up to you and impress you a little bit with their look at this TV, look how great it is. So there's very much that element of buying trust somehow at different levels of it, obviously.
Yeah, I think go on.
I was just going to say that kind of leans into, I'm surprised that we haven't seen more of it where people have copied our social media and created fakes based on our page and tried to reach out to people and try and get money from them. Because prior to this, old life, RIP, the Wealth Creators Club, where I used to run a social media page that we talked about finance, and people used to create fake pages, and they used to just copy everything. They'd copy my photo, all the previous videos, and then they just reach out to some of the followers. And one guy messaged me one day, and he said, "Oh, is this the real Wealth Creators Club?" I replied, and I said, "Yeah, what's up?" And he said, "Oh, I've just sent 10 grand to this person." And I think it was a Bitcoin scam. And he was like, "How can I get it back?" I was like, "You can't. You've sent 10 grams worth of Bitcoin to some random address. It wasn't connected to an exchange or anything like that, so you couldn't contact the exchange. Just a private wallet address." And yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I'm really sorry. Like, they impersonated me, but unfortunately there wasn't anything I could do." But
I bet you was fuming you didn't ask for the 10 grand.
Yeah, I was like, "What? Is that easy? Just ask for 10 grand." I was like, Jesus. I've been doing this for a year and a half. I haven't made any money.
Yeah.
I just have to ask.
And to be fair to the victim, if you didn't know AJ and you stumbled across this page, you would think, wow, this is a scam, because he's offering all this advice, and he's like, it's like financial advice, financial stuff. And AJ never asked for anything. 100% AJ was doing it like honestly, correctly. But it's one of those things where you're building up trust, and you're kind of waiting for that hook, line, and sinker of, oh, now you trust me, give me your money and I'll invest it or whatever. Yeah. And so it's really, you were a good guy, and you were never ever going to do that. But people saw the trust you were building with people, made some, we call it domain squatting sometimes, username squat, not username.
Username squatting, typo squatting.
So it's a really simple username. Like I think I might have even accepted some of them to follow me, because I thought maybe you just made a new account. Like that happens. So yeah, man, that you could have been the scammer, but well done for not. But also how good you were buying people's trust that somebody gave them 10 grand.
I know, that's where it goes to, just building the trust, isn't it? And taking the trust from like another entity, and even just of a message. That's where it goes back to, like, always verify in 2 methods. So like, if it was me, ask to jump on a Zoom call with me so you can actually see my face or see that person's face. That's what you always want to do. Don't just go at face value after a couple of messages, because there's a lot of good people out there, and like, you will speak to us, but you know that our page is our page. But even if one of us started asking you for money over DMs, probably get in contact with us another way, just to make sure that it definitely is us.
Yeah,
Or
never
definitely as
trust.
good as it is.
Always verify. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Don't
Probably
be
is,
sending your
yeah.
money. Don't be sending Bitcoin to a randomer. If you're going to be investing in cryptocurrency, then just use one of the reputable exchanges. Try and get that
Cards, you can
crypto
cancel
offline as
payments.
well and have custody of that. What was you going to say, Josh?
I just say credit cards. I was just adding to your point. Credit cards. So you can cancel those payments, right? Even if it's to a crypto
Yeah.
exchange, buy the thing. But yeah,
Yeah. But in terms
they're
of
too
ranking it,
sophisticated. So, Jess, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, Rob. Go on.
But lads,
Go
if
on,
you
Vaughan.
are willing to part with 10 grand, my Bitcoin wallet address is.
Link in bio. What are we ranking it then? I think the script is fairly, I say it's fairly sophisticated, because in both of those scenarios, both of those stories, my story and then my friend's father-in-law, they've created a website, they've got a specific system, they've got multiple people working at different stages of the scam. So it is fairly sophisticated, isn't it?
Yeah, and can I just change the scale as well? Because I think before I aimed it like Mug was aimed at you, Rob, because it was you. But I think
Oh no,
what we
but
should call it,
I was muggy.
yeah, sophisticated or hunting for mugs. So are they looking for
Yeah.
mugs, or are they actually trying to it's fairly sophisticated? I'd agree. I'd probably put it maybe 2/3 towards the sophisticated side. It's not the most sophisticated, but using the people of videos for me is what really has sold me on those crypto scammers as being pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. I've just got a funny one now for the next story. So I guess this leads well into talking about the elderly and how people are taking advantage of calling landlines and hoping that you've got some elderly folk on the end of those phone call conversations. And even when I left for Bali, I spoke to my nan, my granddad, and then also my mum as well. And I was joking about it, but I was kind of serious at the same time. I basically was telling them that there's a lot of deep fakes at the moment. There's a lot of voice cloning. My voice is going to be out there on the internet now. So it's going to be very, very easy for somebody to clone my voice and call up any of you guys and try and ask for money. So if someone's ringing you up and asking for money and pretending to be me, it's not going to be me. But if that does happen, then there's a safe word, and they know what. Yeah.
Yeah. Beep it out, Rob, don't worry.
Yeah. It's a secret. But they know what the safe word is, and I think that's really important. But we were talking about it, and I was speaking to my nan about scams, and I was asking her, is anyone ringing you up? Because she's only ever had a landline. She's got a really old Nokia mobile phone that she switches on every leap year, and it's never really got any battery. It's got massive buttons that you have to press 3 times to get to see. I said, Nan, have you ever been scammed, or is anyone ringing you up? And she's like, yeah, I owe Amazon thousands of pounds, but I don't even know what Amazon is. And then she told me the other day someone called her, and she's very switched on, and my granddad is. I don't think they will ever get scammed, which is really good. And plus, they're both pretty tight. They're fairly frugal with their money in the bank. But someone called them and they were like, hi, this is X from Microsoft. There's an issue with your computer, blah, blah, blah. We need to troubleshoot. And she knew exactly what was going on straight away because she's had all of these calls before, and she was trolling them. And I absolutely love it. And she put the phone off of her ear and shouted over and said, Dave, so-and-so's on the phone saying that there's a problem with the microwave. She goes, I haven't even got a microwave, sorry. And the person on the phone, no, Microsoft. She goes, no, I haven't got a microwave. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh man. So she's a prime scam baiter, because there's some people on YouTube who do that and streamers and that. Rob, can you get a recorder on her telephone, and so we can maybe start to archive some of those? Because I've tried to bait like scam. Yeah, when I get the calls, I've tried to like, I'll put a voice on whatever, and they seem to see through me straight away, and they kind of hang up within moments. I don't get any of their time, and I'm actually disappointed. But yeah, maybe that's what we need. Actually, why do voice changes when you got the real thing? It sounds like your nan is prime for wasting scammers' time.
Oh, mate, yeah, she is the absolute queen of it, and long may it continue. Maybe we can get a little recorder on the go. But
Get her on the pod.
Yeah, should I get her on the podcast? Oh, no, you wouldn't want to get her on the podcast. Trust me, it would have to stay in the school community. It wouldn't be able to go out to Spotify. She's got no filter. Yeah,
and the advice that's good. That's smart. That is a really smart way to do it, because even, you know, regardless of your voice being out there and that can be kind of cloned, you know, there's like a scam that goes around where they pretend to be someone's child, and they say, "Oh, my phone's broken. I'm texting off my mate's number. Can you send me 100 quid so I can buy a phone?" You know, and parents are worried. They buy it straight away. But if there's like, say the safe word, you know, hopefully, maybe don't say it quite like that. You might get the Child's Protection Services around. But of saying, is this you? Verify something. To have these conversations beforehand with your family, because it's very easy to have them. It's actually kind of fun. You can have a conversation like this, tell a funny story, and then set a couple of set up a couple of things in motion, a couple of safe words, a couple of questions to ask.
Yeah, and I think it's important to have those conversations with your grandparents. Yeah, I've got more. Yeah, it's important to have those conversations with your grandparents and let them know that if anyone's calling them up asking for money, if, I don't know, the council are trying to call up and get payments, like, they never do that. There's ways and means that you can verify things. If someone's trying to get additional electricity bill money from you, or you need to pay another additional water fee, then just go and try and find your bill that you get sent through the post and find the number that's on there and then call it. So if somebody calls you, you say, right, I'm going to call back and use the number that I've been given. So again, never trust, always verify, double verify. And right now I'm in the business of scam baiting, and I'd like to be the next Jim Browning. He was on the Darknet Diaries the other day, and he's an absolute legend. Jim, if we could get him on the pod.
Yeah, Kit Boger as well. He's quite a famous one. He does quite a bit of that.
Both those fellas are on our hit list to jump on the pod.
Scam Stories Part 7.
Yeah, 100%. So next one I've got.
BBC.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he does. Jim's part of one. He doesn't do much, but he, yeah.
Oh, what a hero. Jim, if you're listening to this, mate, which you probably won't, but we'll try and clip it and tag you. Please come on the podcast.
Please.
All right, next one. Oh, actually, if we're ranking this specific scam, ringing up elderly people pretending to be Microsoft, or just trying to scam them in general, they're trying to hunt for mugs. They're preying on the weak. They're taking advantage of less tech savvy people. You're an absolute scumbag.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the ones where they abuse the victim as well to like pressure them into stuff, but that pushed me over the line. I think with these people, I would, to argue for them though, their sophistication is pretty intense with their like the way they work. That they have like a call center, they get paid a wage, and the person at the top kind of makes the money. You know, I agree they're looking for mugs, but it's a sophisticated mug hunting operation.
Yeah, no, I think that's important, because a lot of the times we're shooting the messenger. They're just getting paid. Sometimes these people are just turning up and they're trying to put food on the table for their family. And sometimes they don't know what they're getting themselves in for. And then it might be too late at that point. They're in too deep, Sum 41. And at that point, they just need to carry on. And I feel for them, but at the same time, they should have a certain moral compass and realize that what they're doing is scumbag territory, and quit their job and go and do something more ethical.
Anyone seen the film
Beekeeper?
Yeah, Beekeeper. It's pretty
Jason Statham. I haven't seen it, but
It's pretty much this exact scenario. Someone scams like an old lady,
it is.
and he goes full Jason
Nice.
Statham, like running up their offices, like shooting
Cuts
them.
the leather and then kills them.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's typical Jason Statham sort of action. But I love shit action, so I was all over it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely watch that if you're listening. Then.
So, yeah, is it Taken, but for scammers? You've scammed my nan. I will find you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
But Jason Statham, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one. I am a scam baiter now because I got a random WhatsApp off this random girl, and they tried to call me, and this was after the Bitcoin mining thing and after I'd had the idea for this. So I thought it'd just be good content. So I immediately messaged them saying, "Who's this?" And then they put, "Are you there? I think you can't hear me. This is Sophie." I put, "Where'd you get my number? My friends recommend you to me. I just want to know if this is Martin, the flower shop owner." And I put, "Nah, I'm Dave and I work with penguins." I put, "I work in a zoo and help pick penguins back up when they fall down. They're so silly." And then she's asking me about my job. And then I just go into it and say, she's asked me, "How is it working with penguins?" I put, "Yeah, I love it, thanks. I often sit with Mildred, the oldest penguin, at lunch. We hang by the pool and munch on food. She has her fish bites and I eat my sandwich."
Well, I feel like you're really living it now.
Oh, mate, I'm proper going for it. And then I just put, "I'm in a really good mood lately. I just won some money on the lottery. Can't believe it, really." I'm like this.
Throwing that date out there.
Cast in that net. And yeah, again, the same thing happens. She her eyes light up and starts congratulating me for winning the money and doing my good deed of working with all of the penguins and young Mildred. And then tries to tell me about this lucrative Bitcoin mining venture.
It's getting old, this one,
God.
they need to up their ante.
They're giving Bitcoin mining a bad name.
Yeah, I know.
Try and set up a legitimate Bitcoin mining business, AJ. I don't know how much you want to talk about it.
It does all right. Don't scam people though. Yeah, I use my own money.
Okay. Do you mine Bitcoin, AJ?
Yeah, and it's a kind of a story for probably another podcast. But yeah, I got a friend.
Group, yeah.
Got a Telegram group, yeah, and this guy sent me 10 grand, and it turns out that the guy on Wealth Creators Club actually sent it to me.
Dun dun dun.
But no, I have been, me and a friend have been mining Bitcoin in Kuwait, of all places. I'll talk about it another time just in case it goes off track here. But
well, I think the dodgiest, not dodgy guy in the world, Andrew Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, who hasn't scammed anybody yet?
Yeah, Bitcoin mining is a real thing. Like you can genuinely, you can mine Bitcoin. You can be that person that's authorizing those transactions because somebody's got to do it. That's the reason why it's decentralized, isn't it, AJ?
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, that's the thing. And cryptocurrency in general gets quite a bad name. But actually, there's a lot of scams in crypto, but you have to be really careful with what you're looking into. I know these kind of crypto projects they're sold to you to make you a millionaire, but it's just not. Like, again, it comes back to thinking about what's realistic, and is it realistic to buy this coin and for it to pump up to 1 million? It's unlikely, and usually that's how crypto works. It's peer-to-peer, so somebody has to buy it off you, so you're likely going to be the person who's buying it at the highest point, and it's going to crash when they pull the rug underneath you. So yeah, always be careful with trying to get rich quick schemes. They've always been around. It's like the gold rush. This is like the modern day gold rush. And yeah, look into Bitcoin. That's another financial instrument that has come in, but people are still using it to scam people.
You're sounding dodgier again, Andy.
But yeah, just be careful with what you're looking into, especially when it comes to your finances. Like you work hard for your money. Don't go squandering it away just to try and double it if it sounds too good to be true. Or buy some TVs with it instead.
Do your due diligence. Do your own research. Just don't invest with randomers. I don't really understand why people just willingly put their trust in random people. And if we're ranking the previous one, I guess it's fairly similar, isn't it? It's kind of sophisticated, but they're just using the same script as all of the other scammer gangs. They're trying to.
Do we have the other community? Does that just talking to you directly? Maybe that one's a bit more of a basic operation.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll vote basic.
But yeah, random person trying to pretend like you're someone else. Then they slide into normal conversation, and then they want to drop that they're making money doing something. Would you like to get involved? But I've got one more.
The parallel.
And then we'll see where.
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah.
So before you do that one, one of the parallels that I think I've seen now in this one to all scams is that trying to use something that's brand new that people don't fully know about to kind of pressure somebody into doing an action. I think crypto is that exactly. I don't really know what's going on, but you heard about the potential of it, so you're less likely to be able to spot when it's fake. I think same's true with cybersecurity. Like 0-day exploits, or even social engineering that kind of focus on newer technologies, probably more likely to succeed because it's new enough that people haven't seen these enough to get numbed by them, and they also probably don't fully know how the thing works. They're more likely to kind of accept your expert voice that you come in with, like commanding the action. So yeah, just wanted to kind of scale that one out to the cybersecurity world as well.
Yeah, I've got one more, and I think this one is quite an important one to bring up because it's horrible. It's not very nice, and it's the sextortion scam. So one of our school members reached out to me on a direct message and wanted to. His name's Blessings, and he wanted to talk about his sister was victim to a sextortion scam. So his sister met someone online through Instagram, and they started dating, we'll call it. But they were basically just speaking over direct message on Instagram, never showing their face or anything like that, but just talking for quite some time, gaining that trust. You know how it goes. And then it started to flow into a bit of a flirting conversation. And then before we know it, we're full on sex chat, sexting, sex video calls, apparently, where they're doing some naughty stuff on some videos. And then at that point, once they've got all of that footage and that content, that's exactly what they're looking for in this type of scam, isn't it? It's speaking to someone, gaining that trust, then going into full-on saucy mode. Send me some nudes, send me some pickies, let's get some videos on the go. And again, like, that's a red flag. Like, you don't know them, they're a complete randomer, you haven't been speaking to them for long, and they're trying to elicit you into this sort of activity. Just don't do it. I mean, I think it's sketchy and a bit sus nowadays anyway, regardless of any situation. Like this digital footprints, fellas, don't be sending any dick pics, just in general. just do it in real life. Just flash it in real life. Tell the girl to wait for the real deal.
Yeah, maybe not as late. Not with one of those trench coats.
Yeah, don't be doing that in public,
on the
like
street.
in a private space with consent, obviously. But yeah, got the videos and then immediately started trying to extort them and asking them for money. Otherwise, they're going to be leaking it to all of their family, all of their friends, workplace, you name it. They were going to post it absolutely everywhere. And then got her to send some money through Western Union. And she sent quite a lot of money. And then they carried on. They said, no, we're going to keep doing it. You need to send us more. And yeah, really bad. He said that it sent her into a bit of a deep depression, and she lost some friends and lost her job as well, which is heartbreaking. Very, very harsh lesson learned there. It's really sad to see. And I know a lot of people are quite lonely and they're looking for connection, but don't be finding that from random DMs on Instagram. Look at all of these stories that we've been speaking about. Randomers reaching out to you on Facebook Messenger, Instagram, with these you know, alluring pictures, and it's just prevalent, isn't it? We need to do better, but it's easy for me to just jump on my high horse at this point. But yeah, it's not nice.
No, and it's been in a news story as well recently, which I don't think we got time to go into too much, but like the conservative politician or civil servant or something has had this similar thing happen on with a dating app where he sent some compromising pictures and then was blackmailed into giving loads of numbers out. You know, that's you might not even heard of that, but it's legit. It's going for the police right now. Rishi Sunak, our prime minister, has kind of acknowledged it. So these things happen everywhere, but I really feel with that story, I kind of felt there was that really build up of trust, that kind of talking to them constantly, kind of going on video calls and going to this thing, and you feel like you're kind of 50-50 in something with someone. So this one, I feel a lot more sympathy. There's a lot of a long time, probably a lot playing on the emotional side of things, because I think we talk about there was making a quick buck was one of them, and there's also making a connection. And so I think people have urges to get rich and to get and to have connection. And Rob, something you said at the beginning, where the TVs, you were kind of the most financial secure place at the time, where cheap TV would have gone down a treat, and that made you jump at it even more, right? And you talked there about maybe people get lonely, and that's why they jump more at these. Sometimes it takes a bit of self-awareness to realize, am I making this decision in the right way, or are there other kind of pressures on me that make me kind of leap towards this, and I'm ignoring some of the potential red flags? So yeah, that's. I thanks for sharing that story to that community member, because I think that's sharing these stories and the kind of impacts is the way that we kind of raise awareness to this. But that can't have been easy to share that story, and hopefully she's doing a lot better now.
Yeah. Thoughts go out to that girl, and blessings, sister. That must have been really, really hard. And I know we've kind of made this pod a little bit of a light-hearted episode. It's supposed to be, we're supposed to poke fun at some of these convos and scenarios, but at the same time we're also trying to layer in some tidbits of information to help people in the future to prevent this kind of thing from happening.
Sure. And maybe to lighten the mood and see it off. Sorry, someone want to add something more to that story?
I was just going to say, I actually really enjoyed this one. This whole pod. Let us know in the comments if you want Scam Stories Part 2.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's one. We'll definitely want submissions. We've got a few more that we're sitting on from people, but these stories, your real stories, are great. I've got a few more stories I think I can tell that I didn't realize I had until I started hearing you talking, Rob. But to lighten the mood a bit, one of a kind of a related story to that last one. When I was going to work one day, a taxi, like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning for my long shifts. I started telling him what I did, and then he's like, "Oh, pal." He was a proper Cardiff lad, and he's like, "Someone said they're going to release pictures of me wanking if I don't pay them 300 quid. I do." And I said to him, I was literally getting out the taxi at this point, and I just said to him, "They're bluffing. Don't send it to them." Like he said, they got really wet. I thought, I'm never going to see that guy again. They probably are bluffing, like I'm 90% sure, but I hope not. Bumped into him again in Cardiff, just in a random taxi, and the guy was super ecstatic. He remembered me, and he was like, "Oh, you were right. They didn't have the pictures. Nothing happened. It was awesome. It saved me a lot of stress." I was like, "Oh, fantastic, man."
Oh, that's class.
That's so random that you saw him again.
Yeah.
I know. He recognized me as well. Look, yeah, it must have had an impact.
Yeah, that's class.
Nice. All right, gents. Well, thank you. There's a lot of good lessons in there, as well as quite a bit of fun. It is a funny topic, the scammers stuff, but it can be serious if your own life is affected. So hopefully, by sharing these stories, you can have a fun conversation with somebody else to make them a little bit more aware of the scams that are out there. It's an industry that only seems to be growing as technology makes us more isolated, but also more available. They can find these lonely people to target them. Economic crises make people want to get that quick buck quickly, and cryptocurrency seems like a legitimate avenue, because as Andy pointed out, it is a legitimate avenue. So yeah, hopefully we'll come back to you guys with some more of this. I definitely enjoyed this one. I want to do some more, and hopefully you found it helpful. So always hit those comments, I was hit the likes, but actually I'd rather hit your comments and you tell us what you want to hear us talk about and give us some direct feedback. But while you're there, smash a like as well. And this has been Robbie, Vaughan, AJ, Josh, all 4 of us, the founding members of Empirical Training, and you've been listening to the CyberSpace podcast. Robbie?
That's a wrap.
Yeah, cheers everyone.
You know what I mean? So like